Hey shooters, Downrange 45 here. Today I want to talk to you about grips. I had mentioned in one of my earlier videos that I was going to do a video on aftermarket grips. And my taste may not match the majority of people out there, but let's start with a very modern firearm. This is a Glock 19, and of course, as we know, the polymer weapons that are so popular today, semi-autos, we don't change the grips themselves out on those. At most you modify them. A lot of people stipple them. I haven't gotten into stippling myself yet. May try that at some point, and don't really have anybody close by here who's into it, but I have put some grip tape on my Glocks, and very happy with that. So, you know, I've modified that, but that's, you know, today this is what people are talking about when they're talking about grips for the most part, because these are the most popular weapons being purchased today. But what I am going to talk about in this video are primarily firearms that have interchangeable grips. You can take the grips off and put on a completely different set of grips. Now, you've heard the old cliche, the clothes make the man, and that's, of course, that's debatable. Another way to look at this is just dressing up the firearm a little bit, kind of like putting a set of chrome wheels on a car. You could think of it that way, particularly if it's more of a firearm that you're collecting as opposed to one that you're shooting a lot. But the other way to look at it, and the way I look at it primarily, is how it feels in my hand. That's number one, and then how it looks is secondary, but that's in there too, because I do like to take every weapon that I have and make it mine, at least to some degree. So I'm not sure. I'd have to think about it for a minute. I don't know if I have any right now that I have absolutely changed nothing on it. Just not my style. So let's start with a firearm that has already been shown in a couple of my videos here, and that is my STI Trojan hard chrome 45 ACP. And the last video I posted was modifying the grip on the right hand side to clear this ambidextrous safety. These are a set of grips. They're ivory wood, and of course it's got the Celtic cross on it, and this is the design that I like, and I like the feel of them too in my hand. You know, there's a little bit of roughness here that gives you a little bit better grip purchase, but there's just something about wooden grips. Now, you know, you won't see a single set of Packmeyers or you know, any of those type of rubberized grips on any of my guns. I just don't care for that. I like something solid, like wooden grips. Is this what I go for? And something that shows some real craftsmanship. These, along with you know, 3 or 4 of them I have here, and I'll try to point those out to you, were crafted by a lady in California. Her name, I assume it's her real name, and certainly her website is Esmeralda, and it's esmeralda.com. There may be a little bit of an odd spelling to it. I'll try to put that website in the comments to this, but I've bought several grips from her. She's fantastic, does a beautiful job, and the prices I think are reasonable. Plus, they come really fast. It's amazing. You know, I'm all the way out in the Midwest, and I can't believe how fast she ships those out. They come by priority mail, very, very quick. Now, she specializes in 1911, and she actually has several different types. She has the standard, she's got the thin, she's got them bobtail. You'll have to go on her website and check them out. And she does do some for J-frame, and I've got a couple of here that she did for me for J-frames. And she does a few others, but you'll just have to check that out. But I love those grips. Now, just in sticking with that same theme, this is my SIG 1911-22. Still haven't got these sights on. That's another project, and I'm going to video that. But these are an Amboya burl. I'm not sure how well this is going to show up in the video, but to me there's just something about a burled wood that is so beautiful. It's got that deep look to it, and it's just different than most other woods. So I really like the way this came out. To me, it looks deep, extremely deep grain. It looks like a foot deep, and really smooth. And some people might not like them being that smooth, but I do. I just love the way that feels in my hand. Love those burl grips. And you know, maybe, I mean, I got the flat dark earth version, and you know, it could very well be that a different type of grips would have looked better on this finish, or perhaps if I'd have got the black instead of the flat dark earth. But I saw these after I already bought the gun, and I like the way it looks. Some people may not, but I mean, this is in the brown family, and this is brown too, so hopefully that looks good to most people as it does to me. Now here's a pair of in-frame Smith & Wessons. Now this is my Dirty Harry gun, 44 Magnum Model 29, and this one is my Smith 625 45 ACP. This is my competition gun, and both of these have the same grip on them. There's nothing really fancy about these grips. They're a walnut target grip, and I think they look good. I really like the way they look, but if you've never actually held a revolver with a set of these grips on them, you just have to try them out, because it just fills my hand just right. Both of these revolvers are a joy to shoot, and some people may say, well, with big bores like that you need a Pachmayr or something to absorb that recoil, but I really don't have any problem with it at all, particularly not in the 45 ACP, because I shoot a lighter target load, and there's really no recoil to speak of whatsoever with this particular revolver. Next up, keeping with the big bores, I've got a pair of revolvers here that look very similar. There really are some differences. First of all, this one is a 624. That's 44 special. You don't see too many of those, but 44s just happen to be something that I enjoy. And this is a walnut oversized combat grip, and these have the Smith & Wesson logo in them. It did not come with this on them. I had to order these, but you know, see, it got a nice shine to them, and that really feels good in my hand too. Love that. This one is a 629 with obviously a very short barrel. It's been Magna ported, and you may say, well, you know, why would you want a 44 Magnum with that short of a barrel? That must be a real bear. But actually, I shoot extremely well with this gun. This has got the more the black walnut, but it's the same thing, the oversized combat grip. But with that Magna porting, this gun is actually very manageable. I shoot this a lot. It's kind of dirty. I need to clean it up, but it's obvious that I shoot that one quite a bit. It's one of my absolute favorite firearms that I have. Now here I've got a set of vintage Model 19s, otherwise known as the Smith & Wesson Combat Magnum, and this is nickel plated. It's not stainless. That's nickel. And then of course this is the blue version. It's got the high gloss blue, and they're not a match set, but I did sort of pair those up with these. Those are Smith & Wesson medallions, so those you know, these are Smith & Wesson grips, but these are the ivory look. They're not real ivory, but they do have that ivory look to them, and I just felt that as vintage classic revolvers, that these ivory looking grips set those off, made them look nice. Obviously these are more for show than anything else. Those are rarely fired, but I do enjoy having them. And then what's left here are 4 J-frames, and you have a variety of grips on these. Now this is an old vintage model 36, otherwise known as a Chief Special, and this one's got some age on it, and this has got that those Smith ivory look grips as well, and it just works with these old nickel plated guns, and that's what that is. That's an old original finish nickel plated model 36. Then the other 3 J-frames are more modern weapons. Now here is a 642. This is the DC versus Heller Second Amendment commemorative J-frame. This is another set of those Esmeralda grips. Now this is a sandalwood, and you see she's sort of done a sort of a chain link style on those grips. I think they're attractive, particularly for on the darker gun, and very comfortable. You know, I like the feel in my hand. Then this is my 642. This is my airweight. I carry this one from time to time. When I'm going to carry a J-frame, this is the one I carry. These are also Esmeralda grips. The grips are really the same. They got the same pattern carved in them, but these are Coco Bolo grips, and they're also very attractive and feel nice in my hand too. Very, very happy with the craftsmanship produced by Esmeralda. And then the last one here, and I guess this is one of those firearms that is rare. For me, I haven't done anything to it, but this is a 442, and this is the Rebel. It's a limited run. It's got the Rebel flags on the grip, and it's got also got the Rebel flag on the cylinder. And you know, I'm not a big fan of the Rebel flag. As a matter of fact, you know, I'm one of those guys. I'm on the Union side, both from where I live and in my philosophy. But this, you know, it's just a very limited run. It was something that caught my eye, and I thought it would be something nice to add to my collection. But you can just see how those grips just add to the appearance of the gun, and they really don't add anything to the firing of it. Not these. These are strictly decorative. But that gives you some idea of what I do when I, you know, pick up a gun, particularly one that is either a revolver or 1911, something that could have the grips changed out on it. You know, it's very unlikely that I'm just going to leave it alone. I like to dress it up a little bit, and it's very important to me that I have something that feels good in my hand, and every one of these grips feels right, or it wouldn't be on there. And believe me, I've got a box of you know, kind of what you'd call scraps, junk grips, excess, whatever, rejects. But I've tried a lot of them, and they haven't worked out, and so they've just sort of gone into the pile. But you know, these are my custom grips, and really the biggest reason I wanted to share this with you is, yeah, everybody likes to show their guns off a little bit and what they've done to them, but I wanted you to know about the website Esmeralda.com, where you can get these custom grips, because I think if you ever tried a set of them, particularly on your 1911s, I believe you'd love them, and you'd be surprised at the wide variety and the beautiful styles that she's got available. Okay, that's the video for the day. I'd love to entertain your comments. Like it if you like it. Please subscribe. Downrange 45 signing off.